but what if I fail? What if I try this and it doesn't work? What if I spend money and no one wants to join me? See, these questions right here is what plagues a lot of people's minds and holds them back from taking action. Most people believe that failure is a bad thing, when in reality, failure is actually a part of success. So in this video, what I want to do for you is I want to show you how to succeed in your business, whether you're doing online marketing, whether you're network marketing, affiliate marketing, whatever it is that you're doing, and how to embrace failure as a part of success, okay? So here's the reality, okay? The mindset that we all start with network marketing in the first place is this right here, okay? So you are right here, okay? So you're in the middle. And when you think, we all think in the beginning, there's either two directions that we can head, okay? The first direction is, here, let me change markers up on you really quick. Okay, so you can either head to the right here, to success, okay? Or if you don't succeed, what's the only other option, right? Well, failure. My handwriting is pretty crappy, but succeed or fail, okay? Now, this type of mindset will actually produce you failure, and I want to explain why, okay? So when we grow up, we're taught that this is the mindset that you want to have. As you're going through school, you go through junior high, you go through high school, you go through college, we're taught that failure is a bad thing. You either succeed or you fail. That's what the grading structure was based on, right? If you get an A, you are a great student. You're a good, obedient worker, right? If you get an F, you're a bad student. You're a loser, right? The big L on your forehead, and you're gonna get held back, and you're not gonna get to excel with the other students. So unconsciously, from a young age, we're taught that failing is a bad thing. You can't fail, right? You have to succeed. You have to get A's on all your tests. Otherwise, you're a terrible human being, right? That's what they train you to think, which is terrible of them to do that. And as you go through high school, same thing. As you go through college, same thing, right? If you flunk out of college for getting F's, you're considered a failure. You're not gonna make it in society. Now, here's the problem with this mindset. When you join network marketing, we're trained to be afraid of failure. So when you go out there and you start talking with people about your business and they tell you, no, that's one of those pyramid things, that thing won't work for you, and you receive any sort of rejection or failure, immediately, unconsciously, you snap back to this mindset right here and you're like, oh, this doesn't work. See, they were right about it. Oh, this isn't gonna work for me. I tried to sign people up. They didn't want to join me. I spent money and I was taken advantage of, right? Nobody's joining my business. I failed, okay? And this is what holds a lot of people back. This is what holds me back. But there was one mental shift that I had that allowed me completely break through this mindset altogether and go to success, to go on to building teams of hundreds of people. My first business, I struggled to sponsor anyone, but I was able to duplicate a team of like 800, 900 people. In my second business, I actually concreted this belief into my mindset, and that's where I was able to sponsor over 300 people in less than 12 months, okay? So I'm gonna walk you through exactly what this is, okay? So instead of this right here, you're over here on the left, okay? So you start out in your business and you're excited, you're fired up, you're ready to take action. So you go out there and you start talking to some people, okay? So you start talking to some people, and when you start talking to people in your social circle or some of your friends, what are they gonna tell you? Well, here's what will happen, and I promise you this will happen. The first people that you talk to, they're gonna be like, oh, that's one of those pyramid things. Oh, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money for that. They're gonna give you all these excuses of why it won't work for you. They're gonna hate on you, they're gonna judge you, they're gonna criticize you, they're gonna mock you, they're gonna do all the things to try and set you back, right? It's like the crab trap example. Darren Hardy gives this. At the bottom of the sea, what they do is they place these traps at the bottom, okay? Now there's this type of crab that is super fast and it can escape every other sort of fishing lure or fishing trap or anything like that. But what they do is they place these traps, and inside of the trap it's a cage with a hole at the top. Now there's no thing to hold anything in, but at the bottom there's some bait, so there's some fish they put at the bottom. So what happens is one crab can crawl in the trap, he's free to eat, he can crawl out whenever he wants, he's free to go as he please, the door's open, right? It's not like a jail cell. But here's the thing that happens. When one crab crawls in, then another crab crawls in. Pretty soon the pot is filled with crabs, and eventually all the bait is gone, there's no more food, so all the crabs are free to go. But here's what happens. When one crab will try to climb out of the pot, all the other crabs will pull him back down to the rest of them. Now, if that crab will continue to climb out of the pot, then the other crabs will eventually, they'll rip its legs off and even kill it. They'll go to that extreme. Now, here's the craziest part about that. Humans, in a way, kind of have that crab mentality, right? You get associated with a social circle, you get associated with, your family members and friends. And when you start doing something different, like network marketing or online marketing, and you start telling them about it, they're kind of like a crab in a way. When you're trying to crawl out of the pot, you're trying to excel in life, you're trying to move forward, they're going to try and pull you back down. And them pulling you back down will come in terms of smart remarks like, oh, he thinks he's better than everyone doing his online business, oh, he thinks he's too good to hang out with us, he's traveling the world, right? So it's these little smart remarks, these criticisms, these little jabs or these little barbs that they throw at you to try and pull you back into the trap. Okay, now here's what's going to happen. You're going to see failure. Okay, now this is what holds 95% of people back from ever moving forward. Now, what I realized was failure is the way to success. Okay? So, this is what you're after. But in order to become successful, you have to go through failure. Okay? So, how do you get through this failure right here in order to get success? Well, Babe Ruth, okay? I'm going to give you an example. Babe Ruth here. This guy, one of the arguably the greatest baseball players of all time. Now, back in his day, the competition wasn't as stiff. I mean, they were like smoking cigars, they were drinking beers in the game, right? If he played today, he might have to actually step his game up and like train a little bit harder to get rid of the beer gut. But during his time, he was the best during his time, okay? It's just like, the argument between like Michael Jordan and LeBron James, who's better? Well, they're different players and it was a different time. You can never really know the truth of who'd be the best, but back in his time, he was the greatest. Now, in 1 year, he set the all-time record for the most amount of home runs, okay? But here's the craziest thing about that. In that same year, in that same season, he set the all-time record for the most strikeouts. So what does that mean? That means that he swung the bat more than everyone else. It means he struck out more than everyone else. So he got, that trophy, he got the plaque for the most home runs, but he also failed the most. So he received the most failure in order to succeed the most. You will find, and I rarely ever see this, people that succeed big in network marketing, those types of people are the ones that fail the most. You rarely ever hear people that have these big incomes, these big checks, these big downlines that didn't have to go through failure. It never happens. You never hear of people that strike it rich, unless the people that buy a lottery ticket. But the lottery ticket mentality, the worst mentality you want to ever have. You want to embrace failure. You want to go for no. Professional baseball players that get paid $4 million a year, that have a 0.3% batting average, basically 0.300. The bat of 300 is what that means. So that means they're out 7 out of 10 times. Can you go up to the plate and strike out 7 out of 10 times? You get paid $4 million a year. $4 million a year to be out 7 out of 10 times. Can you do that in your business? If you can bat, 100, if you have a 100% batting average, not 100%, but 10%, okay? So 1 out of 10, so for every 10 people you talk to, you get told no 9 times. You might even get told to fuck off, like this isn't gonna work for you, like get away from me, kid. 1% out of 10 is like, this is pretty cool, I wanna get started. So you might have to hear, 9 no's or even 90 no's before you receive, 10 yeses. In my first business, I approached 800 people my first month. I only signed up 2. So my numbers were completely terrible. But where you lack in skill, you make up for in numbers, right? You wanna know how you beat someone that bats a 300? You wanna know how you beat one of these all-time best recruiters that are trained in NLP, that have been through sales and psychology training, that have been in the game for 30 years, they're master closers? You can beat them. You can. You wanna know how you do it? You simply talk to more people. That's it. Well, they might be getting 30%, so for 10 people, they sign up 3, and you might only get 10%. Well, they talk to 10, they sign up 3. Guess what? You talk to 100, you sign up 10. You beat them. It's that simple, you guys. Embrace failure is a part of success, and you will succeed in your business. You will break through. But if you're so afraid of failure, if you think that this is the route to go, then you will go to failure. You will not become successful. Okay, you're started out right now, get out there, fail forward quickly, because every single failure that you face, every single setback, every single heartache brings with it a seed of equivalent or greater value. And every failure is just a stepping stone to your success. So get out there, make it happen, fail quickly, fall forward quickly, and like Les Brown says, if you fall down, at least land on your back, because if you could look up, you can get up.
Now go to work, bitch.